Oh my gosh. So I'm just curious. Did anybody or have anybody in anybody's family, because my family was kept clueless and in the dark by the establishment, right, established, right, you are taking an E-stab. Why would you stab something? Why, as an energy system, would you want to stab anything unless it was bad? Right, so, but why would you re-establish something that was forbidden before and not a good idea, told to everybody it was not a good idea, and it ends in everything being really quiet and then forgetting and not knowing, but getting stabbed all the while? Why would you choose that for your future and you're up ahead? Why would anybody go along with that in the established men that knew better back when? These are all the questions, like, he and I were sending it up ahead, like, hello, alien life systems, to planet you call yourselves cuneiform with cartilage. We think it sounds human of some sort. Right, yeah, like tuning in to, like, my station of, like, what is it going to sound like when we get there in time capsule before it happens, in system that we know we come from. Now, I'm a recreational vehicle. That's what we call ourselves when we're in skin that doesn't look uniform human, so we don't get curiosity. Kittens and whatnot, trying to build stuff to view us elsewhere. So, if I'm a recreational vehicle, I'm telling you that because you don't know what a recording biological system looks like or sounds like, or I don't even have really words to explain it to your level of human. In forgotten children outside of departments that we inform and we used to rely on for help. Now, do I become a travel agent when him and I step foot in human form? Now, am I the travel agent? Because I know I'm the star traveler into new recreational vehicle called a human. Right. Now they've got some kind of big, Perry Singh, PERRYSING, some random participant, PART ICPANT, that I met at Starbucks, like Joe Grillo, but right, a different a tune, nice, but more business, and he was doing business with something in Malaysia markets. Whatever. So he owns a recreational vehicle. I thought that was very interesting. You don't meet too many of those in Bayside, especially since there's nowhere to park them. PARK is very hard. Park, PARK, also another big Asian player apparently in Bayside. When I returned, I was informed about somehow. He comes via a vehicle that the Chinese or Korean community provide for their elderly to bring them wherever they want to go on call, and then drop them in random locations to have them sit and with a cane and just watch the local flora and fauna, and then pick them up randomly and whisk them away so nobody like really sees anything and doesn't know where they wind up going. And I don't like lead investigate and follow random strangers, but you might want to look into that whole whatever service. SERVIC. I don't think they offer it to just any senior. I think you have to be of a certain genetic link of sorts that is a very high percentage in Bayside now. The 43rd Avenue Miracle is here. MIRACLE. Yeah, fucking. So now, alright, there goes back. Am I the travel agent? Or is the people who have paychecks and contracts with some paid service that has a corporate affiliate that contracts them somehow Yeah, it's CONTRACTS, the defense people that I need, DEFENCE, or SE, whatever. Either one works for me. I'd like someone that works in some form and capacity of knows something and doesn't want to, like, establish the wrong connection. Which in New York, you're like 41 more years too late, but I'll take you any way I can get you. Yeah, now they have some monopoly, right, with the establishment. But which establishment? Because the actual founders and carnivorous, that would be us, we were carnivorous before we entered recreational vehicle cuneiform human. That is in the file. They didn't know what like, are they going to be angry and want to eat, like, are they cannibals? Definitely not. We actually, I really prefer not to eat meat, right? Yeah, go with Vishnu and halal with, like, I don't know what the parental units are going to do and force feed me, but, like, if I had a preference, drinking a nice protein shake would be nice, like, just drinking, but, again, it is very hit or miss with what is available in this day and age. So, yeah, I mean, that's in there too, but yeah, no, definitely no flesh eating, like, that is just, oh god, I don't even like this, forget it. Right, so, where are we with, right, recreation, so travel, or do you call yourselves travel agents? I don't, TRAVELAGENTS, like, what kind of service, what, I mean, we employ, we deploy, I know, I have, like, the #1 investment firm, but I don't know why it's run by some other monopoly company. I mean, it's the MO, right, we're back, the master of the origins of humanity, yeah, that's one way of putting it. Then you've got the NO, which is the saltwater, like, aeronav, like, we employ who we want, when we want, how we want, and nobody on dry land's going to tell us one way or the other. It's our way or we kill you. So that is the NO, and then, oh, right, and then it is MO, and then it's N for the large N that the two of us are. We simultaneously arrive in our special way of becoming recreational vehicles that are human. So in any day and age that we have to come back and we tried warning ahead of time and whatever version of your relatives are alive while we are, we tried to establish connections with you all in the poor list. Where's the poor list? Is it the proper poor, or is it because it's the PROPER. It's a poor system. Like, there's my people that are genetically closer to my reappearance as the cat of Tar that owns Taro, as Cataruza, that always appears in the same line format of Royal Star Air, not the whatever you imagine in whatever. So I don't get why you would miss out on so many of these very vivid details in your quest for stabbing, like, the good people, and then ending in a shh, don't tell anybody, like, we're gonna get new management. We don't know what they're gonna be like, but I hear they're better than the last one. Which generation were you talking in? Because I woke up and it's like, oh my god, there's no adults and there hasn't been for a very long time. What am I gonna do? Literally. We have time capsule. I wake up. Oh my god, this is the other thing I used to ask. I used to say, okay, so now the adults tell me that you fall asleep. FALLASLEEP. I'm alone when this happens, and Nicholas is here now when I actually fall asleep in time capsule. But then when I wake, WAKE, up, UP, into my recreational vehicle cuneiform human, he's not here. So now what do? I like better falling asleep where he is and reappearing than to wake up and have nobody around. I fall back up, FALLUP, as a recreational vehicle into this cuneiform human skin, which I hate, and when it's alone. And it's been alone since the day I was born, as a date, id, before we got here. A date with an ID. Oh my god, yeah, it happens that way. Why did we lose so many of you on wanting to reestablish some new management that you thought was going to be better, and everybody be quiet about it? Well, if everybody's quiet about it, then what happens if the management is wrong? What if the new management's worse than the last management? Oh my god, what if you teach your children all the wrong things, and then you wake up one day and you're like, we were definitely wrong, but now how do we explain it to, like, all the other people that we were hiding secrets from? Yeah, I mean, you all are like a fucking clusterfuck, or what the fuck you just make... I mean, my side is very easy in bay and holding things in order and line proper. Everything lines up and is explainable. Why is it there's so many of you working in industries that know better, that know we exist, that know who we actually are as the number one lead, as number one carnivore and who doesn't eat meat, and also number one recreational vehicle as a human? Ways to explain something that back 2,300 years ago, there weren't these services where you actually had a very long wheeled vehicle that looked like a house on wheels. Yeah, there wasn't that. So why would we have to create that to give the next management, as things go more and more quiet and more problems arise with stabbing at things? Yeah, you take a stab at something with a knife in your hand, it's a crime, usually, unless, of course, you're in a paid-for service that actually needs to clean up some of the hidden crimes. But, again, where are you all lost in, like, you knew the memory was going to be a problem based on the monopoly choices that were not supposed to happen, but keep happening, and then more dominoes fall in pre-arrangements that we warned you about. We tried to give outside counsel via, like, IRS, like, this really sucks, taxing you. Yeah, but what tax? Is it the taxidermy tax? Well, I don't know. It's like the royal crown keeps, like, keeping my proper poor in poor rather than sending a royal courtier to pick them up out of the dirt and welcome them into the family for generations. While the rest of you are trying to figure out and source stuff, little bits of information, but then do you pass it on? Are you passing the right stuff on? I mean, it's the longest game of telephone with the longest cord and the most amount of people in the middle of the message getting the message all wrong. Because their timing is completely off, and sometimes they wake up in a new version of themselves after falling asleep. Yeah, they fell asleep. Somebody changed the mechanism, and they woke back up, rebooted into a different version of themselves they didn't even realize could be possible. And now they're in a new story that they didn't even know because nobody told them that that's how it works. In exponential nothingness, when you get the number one carnivore recreational vehicle's life wrong, and don't give her the saltwater toothbrush she was born for, everybody in a exponential condor wing goes off course in disastrous ways that nobody seems to know how to calculate, and then more things go wrong because more people get involved. I mean, it is like the moving sand project from fucking hell, dealing with you all. And then having to live in it and being molested by bioterrorisms that are connected to every money source possible that they've stolen. For multiple generations. And then this generation continues with the coroner's plan. I mean, we gave you words, make that really easy. I get the traveling agent from carnivore to cuneiform human as a recreational vehicle for one man holding a saltwater toothbrush that she wants more than anything. She falls asleep and finds just fine in the beginning until somebody discovers the time capsule, and when she wakes up, she falls up into her skin that she hates because he's not with her, to explain it to the adults as they fell asleep together. I fall, he catches me. I wake up and there's nobody around. Like, there's nobody real. I mean, there's moving parts, but none of them make any sense whatsoever. I fall into his arms asleep, and boom, there he is, and everything makes sense. I fall awake alone, and it's like, oh my god, How do I get back to that? Can somebody end this part, like, permanently? Yeah, I've been asking that for, like, 14,470 days. I fucking hate this part. I like when I fall asleep and he's there. Now, I don't even have that anymore for a long time.